How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another ARK bonus, and today is a really helpful video I'm making you guys. It's an artifact guide for the center, because some of the artifacts on the center, they can be kind of tricky to get. Others can be pretty straightforward. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. We're gonna get right into it. But the first things first, we're going to actually take a look at our map. Now you'll notice on my map, I have, let's see, my bases and underground entrances. They're still marked for my other single player server. But you'll notice that there are, excuse me, different color artifact notifications. There's blue, there's purple, and there's red. The blue artifacts are not required for the boss fight. The red artifacts are required for the boss fight, and the purple mark is for a cave that has one artifact required for a boss fight, while the other is not required for a boss fight. But we're going to talk about all 11 artifacts, starting with the closest one, the artifact of the Skylord. It is not required for a boss fight, but it's right here in this cave. And let me pull up the map so you can take a look at the cave entrance. It's 59.6, 20.5. Those are the coordinates. And this is a snow cave, so you are going to need some fur armor because it can get kind of cold. You're also going to need something tanky because you have a lot of bad stuff. Now I have leave me alone enabled, so these guys, they're not going to aggro on me. But you got some high level nasty things in here. And the artifact is actually what you do. You want to stay on the ground. You want to pass the frozen wrecks. Keep going straight. Go up this little incline here. You'll see some more nasty things. And here is the artifact right here. On this little bridge right here. Artifact of the Skylord. So yeah, let's get on to the next artifact. This next artifact, the artifact of the Cunning, is not required for a boss fight. But what you do, you want to come to these coordinates, 57.4, 11.8. And you just want to find the Ice Palace all the way in here. Now it can get a little nippy in here at times, so some good hide armor will do you well. You may want fur armor, but you don't need the high tier stuff. And right here is the artifact of the Cunning. All you do is go into the Ice Palace and go to the back. Artifact of the Cunning, it's that easy. Again though, it is not for a boss fight. It is just for experience. Super easy, and in fact you can build a base right here. As long as you don't build too close to the artifact, it will not interfere with the artifact spawning. Okay, so now we have the artifacts of the Clever and Devious, both of which are required for the boss fight. You can find them at 21.6, 27.2, that is the cave entrance. And this cave, it's a little bit more tricky because you have to go underwater to get these artifacts. You have two separate passages, plus you have a ton of bad stuff you have to deal with. So you have two underwater passages. You are going to need exceptionally good scuba and fur armor because you will freeze to death. I would also bring an otter in here as well. I'm in creative mode, so I don't have to worry about dying, but I would bring exceptionally good fur armor and some really good scuba. I would bring a couple of scuba tanks. I would also make sure your swimming mount is something that can take a beating and dish out a beating, so baryonyx would be a good idea. I would also recommend, if you have cryopods, definitely bring a Rex with you to clear out the cave. Maybe even a Yudi to give that courage roar, because the stuff in here is tough. Really, really tough. Now, what you'll do, you'll swim to the bottom, and you'll pick which direction you want to go, left or right. So, we'll go this way first. And you're just going to keep swimming. And then you'll eventually come to a pocket hole right here. You'll come out of the water, and usually you'll immediately be greeted by bad stuff. See, there's bad stuff right over there. Now, you're also, once you've cleared out all the bad stuff, you're going to walk around this perimeter, and you're going to find this little alleyway. You're going to go up top so you can stay away from all the bad stuff down there if you want. You're going to come and enjoy all this crystal, and then you're going to look at all the bad stuff down there. So yeah, this is a good place to get a bunch of crystal. Not interested in crystal, interested in only the artifact, you don't come up top. You keep to the bottom, you go this way, and you pop out either a Megalania or a Thylacoleo, because that's a long drop. So, yeah. Megalania or Thylacoleo. I highly recommend one of those two. You'll come down here, you'll keep going, just keep going, and you'll continue to keep going. You won't go down the water, but you'll just keep going. And usually there is some bad stuff in here. But there's also the artifact of the clever. Yeah. Artifact of the clever is on this side. So, and if you want the coordinates for the clever, I highly doubt you need that. I personally think all you need is the coordinates for the cave entrance. There's the coordinates for the clever at the bottom. 22.3, 21.9. Now, after you make your way back, just retrace your steps. You can use a grappling hook to get out of here if you want. So that's what I usually bring a Megalania, because Megalania are really good at this part of the cave. So yes, another reason to tame a Megalania. Now you make your way back here to the Ice Palace. A lot of stuff will have respawned, so be ready to clear it out. Jump back in the water. Excuse me. And you just go back the way you came. Just keep going and going. And then you'll see that. Well, that was the cave entrance. So you're going to keep going this way this time. And you're going to keep going. Let's see, we're not there yet. Here it is. Bam. You pop out of here. You're going to be greeted by a bunch of nasties. You're going to clear them out. And you're going to want to head this way over here. Climb up those steps. Come all the way over here. And there you go. Artifact of the Devourer. Grab that sucker. And then head back. Go for another swim. And then, let's see, what way did we come from? We came from this way. Make your way back. And you can get turned around down here, so that's why I recommend bringing multiple scuba tanks, because chances are your scuba tank is going to break. And then, bam, you're back where you started. Back where you started, you work your way out of the cave. I can work my way out of the cave. There we go. And bam! That's those artifacts. And of course, when you come out of the cave, you're going to have a bunch of dire wolves and saber-tooths ready to eat your face. Okay, so Unlike the last two artifacts, this one is not required for a boss fight, but you do need a flyer to get to it. This is the artifact of the Devious, and here is where the entrance to the cave that has it is at 34.6, 36.9. You're going to go to the giant floating island. You can get in there pretty much through any opening, but the fastest way to get to it is to go down through this opening and just work your way up. Let's see here. I don't think the artifact... There it is. Yeah, artifact of the Devious. And unfortunately, it's a really easy artifact if you have an Argent. Any flyer, really. You could get this thing with a Pteranodon. You don't even have to fight anything, honestly. But you can have some nasty stuff that spawns in here. Arthropleura are definitely a thing, so I would definitely be ready to get spat on. But, yeah, just swoop in here with a flyer, pick up that artifact, and then take off. Okay, so this next artifact is the Artifact of the Immune, and it is the last artifact that is not required for a boss fight. This is the last one you get just to show off to your friends. But what you do is you come into these ruins, and here's the entrance to the ruins, 47.6, 58 even. And you're gonna need scuba gear. I highly recommend a baryonyx because it is underwater. So yes, I thoroughly recommend a baryonyx for this one. And it is hidden very well amongst all this kelp. So you're gonna be looking for a while. So if you have good ears, you'll hear it before you see it. So listen for that humming sound the artifact makes. See, I hear it. I don't see it, but I hear it. There it is, right there. Look at that. It's hidden. You can't even see it. That's the Artifact of the Immune. Yeah. Can't even see it, but that's it. Okay, so now for the Artifact of the Pack. Here is the... You can get to this artifact from the underground world. But if you want a straight shot to the artifact coming in through these specific ruins at these coordinates... 53.4, 49.8 is a good choice to make. But it is one of the, in my opinion, most difficult artifacts to get just because you have to deal with the puzzle. I absolutely hate. A lot of people love the puzzle. I hate the puzzle. Absolutely hate it. So, but I haven't tried it yet on ASA. But what you do, you just come down. You follow all the lights, and you listen for all the dangerous stuff, because there is a bunch of dangerous stuff in here. You got bats, you got Arthropleura, you got Araneo. And what you do is you just keep going down this path, and you just keep going, and you keep going. And once you're down here, if you turn that way, you'll end up in the underground world. But if you keep going straight, you'll notice there are ruins here. Well, you'll have to find a way to get to those ruins. And usually, the easiest way to get to those ruins is not the easiest way to get to those ruins. Believe it or not. Because if you go this way, you end up in the underground world. You might think that takes you to the ruins. No, it takes you to the underground world. So, once you find a way to get to those ruins, usually you have to swim. You have to find an underground cave to swim in, I believe. Yeah, you have to swim. So what you have to do is you have to swim over here. Now, there is dangerous stuff in the water. I am correct. Sarcos do spawn in here. So I'm not seeing any now. But, of course, if you're going to make the swim, baryonyx, as I always recommend. Just go up these stairs, up this way, and you will eventually find yourself at these ruins. So now if you have cave flying enabled, you can fly over, you can use grappling hook, whatever, but you'll eventually find yourself at these ruins, and you'll eventually find this little opening here, which is nothing really, it's just a little hidey hole. But when you're over here, you'll see that right up here, the artifact of the pack. And you might think, oh, well, I just need a Megalania or a Thyla to get up there. Well, truth be told, this cave actually has toxic air. It does not affect people, it affects your tames. So your tames will take damage when they walk through these ruins right here. This threshold, they will start taking damage. So you have to complete the jumping puzzle, which is a pain in the butt, a pain in the butt, and a pain in the butt. Because you have to jump across all of this, and if you even make one mistake, you're dead. Yeah, it is very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. I mean, you might as well just risk losing your tame. I would rather risk losing my tame than spend all day doing this jumping puzzle. Because it's a pain in the butt. Absolute pain in the butt. But at the end, you get the artifact of the pack, which is required for the boss fight. Okay, so now here on Lava Island, there are 3 artifacts you can obtain, 2 of which are mandatory for the boss fight. The first one, Artifact of the Hunter, mandatory for the boss fight. 20.1, 46.2. And this cave, it's changed a little bit since ASE, but for the most part, it's still the same. It is Bug City and Snake City. Yep, there they are. Dang. Bunch of 140s I'm seeing today. But yeah. Bug City, Snake City. Yeah, be ready for all the bad stuff. But you just keep going down the path. And then go up this path. This way. Over here. And the artifact should be right here. It's just not spawned in. But right here where these silica pearls are, you get silica pearls in this cave too. This is a good cave to come to for silica pearls. Yeah. But there's also a bunch of bad stuff in here. Come on, artifact, spawn in. Hey, Mr. Titanoboa, can you tell the artifact to spawn in? Okay, I can't move there, so it's probably just invisible. Maybe if I pick up stuff. Nope. But right here where I'm standing, that is where the artifact of the hunter spawns in. And it is required for the boss fight. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This cave is pretty straightforward. It's the easiest of the 2 caves on Lava Island. So I highly recommend doing this cave first. If you have to pick between the 2 on the Lava Island, I recommend this one first. Because yes, it is dangerous, but it is a little less dangerous than the other one. And you could run this cave with the Baryonyx just fine. Maybe a Thyla. But I would recommend a Baryonyx or a Thyla for this cave. Okay, so the second more difficult cave on Lava Island, 15.2, 63.7, holds 2 artifacts, the Strong and the Massive. Massive is required. Strong is optional. But what you do is you'll come into this cave, just like this, and you'll notice you have a drop-off. Pretty dangerous drop-off. You're not cautious about it. So I highly recommend, when it comes to getting inside of this cave, Megalania is a very good choice. If you don't have enable cave flyers, scale the walls with the Megalania and slowly make your way down to where it is safe. Because this cave is very dangerous. Lava is a huge threat. You do have nasty critters in here, but the lava is a huge threat. So scale the walls with a Megalania. Make your way to all these blue plants, and then you can start actually running the cave. And what you'll do is, you'll go, let's see, and I do not have lighting torch. Let me get a torch going so I have some more reliable light. Is that better? No. Okay. For some reason, I would gamma, but I have not been able to work gamma. But what you do is you follow the plants. That's what you do. You follow the plants, and you pick a direction. Once you reach this lip up here, you pick a direction you want to go. We're going to go left to start. And you just continue following the blue plants. And you just keep going. And if you're going downhill, you know you're doing it right. You have a jump you have to make. So again, I recommend either scale the walls with a Megalania or bring a Thyla in here. Once you've made it to the bottom, use a cryopod to throw out a Thyla. And you're going to make it. You're going to make your way down here. And what you're going to do is you're going to head through here. You're going to go up this way. Follow the blue plants. You're going to keep going. And eventually, you will find the artifact of the strong. Right here. It is buried. But yes, right here is the artifact of the strong. Now, this artifact, it is optional. So, once you find that artifact, can you continue going this way? Well, it's pretty obvious you can't. So now, we go all the way back the way we came. Where that little split was that we saw earlier. Just make our way up there. Follow the blue plants. Those got you in here. They will get you out of here. Okay. Let's see. This is where we had that little split. Yes, it is. Okay, so we went left. Now we're going to go right. And again, you're going to keep following the blue plants. Okay, the blue plants are the equivalent of the yellow brick road. And you're just going to keep following them. You'll go through these ruins. You'll have a bunch of nasty things to deal with, but you'll go through these ruins. And eventually, you'll make your way down here. Now, I can't remember if it's this way. Yeah, it's this way. And if you're on a Thyla, you just walk off the edge. No harm, no foul. Make it down this way. And you'll walk up here. Where you will have, and it's not spawned in, but the artifact of the massive. This artifact, the shame it isn't spawned in yet. But this is the artifact that is required for the boss fight. So you absolutely do need this one. The strong is optional. But this one is absolutely required for the boss fight. So now that we have covered the lava caves, it is time to cover the final artifact, which is also the final artifact required for the boss fight. Massive, you're not going to spawn in? Okay, fine, be that way. Be just like the hunter. Be that way, be tacky. Alrighty, so the artifact of the Brute. This is perhaps the most difficult artifact to obtain on the center. It's not as hard if you disable the fog. Disable the fog, it is so much easier. But if you keep that fog enabled, your life is going to be miserable. So what you're going to do is you are going to swim all the way down to these coordinates I'm about to show you, which is where, bam, the artifact is. Here are the coordinates: 67.1, 88.8. That is the artifact of the Brute. Let me dismiss you. And the reason I have it pinpointed, it is so easy to get lost. Oh, and I had to enable, sorry guys, I had to enable Ghost to get out of the volcano. I was just like, you know what, forget it. But you do need to be very cautious when you're down here, because Mosas and Tusos are a thing, believe it or not. So when you're coming down here, I definitely recommend you have a tanky mount. I definitely recommend you have a really good Mosa, or a Tuso, or even a Shastasaurus. But that is it for all of the artifacts that you need for the center, for both just getting them for fun and for the boss fight. This artifact is the last one. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it helped you out in your artifact journey. Yeah, I know some of these artifacts, they're easier to get now on the center, like the Cunning. Super easy to get. You don't need it, but it's super easy to get. Whereas the Brute, you thought it was hard on the island. Yeah, it's hard here. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.